Hello everyone, welcome to the Modern Tennis Academy. Today we're going to review some outstanding world-class doubles play from two championship teams. Here, these are very familiar players for you guys who follow tennis. I'm not going to mention their names for copyright reasons, but I'm sure if you look carefully you can see these are championship players from the last few years. And I think this was in Melbourne or the US Open, I forget. But anyways, we're going to do this little strategy review and some techniques that I've taught some of my students here. And this is a perfect example of how to play great doubles without sacrificing your strategy and your plan too much. Okay, so this player here is serving, and we're just going to let it play here. And let's just do a quick playthrough because it's just 1 point. So you're going to see through this. So that was out. So I'm just wondering if you guys are looking at the right things in this kind of review. And let's look at the first thing here. Okay, so the serve. Okay, you see the setup, right? This kind of offset Aussie formation. I kind of like this set because she is the net player right here. She is kind of in the middle, right? But a little offset to the left. And a lot of players, they may play in the middle, just right up here. And that's okay too. But depending on how she's serving that day and where she's serving to, there is a big gap down this line here. So you got to be careful when you're moving over a little too much. So where she is right now, I like that position. And also, most players have a little more reach in their forehand because they're reaching right across, right, for the forehand. But as far as the backhand, they have to turn and reach backwards. So it's a little harder to get. So in this case, the serve is critical. As I always teach my students, you're going to play any kind of Aussie or I formation, the serve is key. You can't put a bad serve in because basically the other person can pick a spot and do whatever they want. So here, let's check out the serve first and see what it looks like. And of course, she's, by the way, standing a little closer to the middle, right? Because of the formation. She can't favor one side too much because she's got to be able to cover both sides depending on where her partner's moving. So that's a nice serving form, by the way. It's a really powerful serving form there. It looks really good. And let's see where it goes. So right there, I would say even before the returner hits the ball, that's kind of a problem there. Do you all see that? That ball is bouncing pretty much right in the forehand box instead of maybe a little farther over. So if it went out maybe a little bit more out that way, the returner would have to reach a little bit more. But this is pretty much lined up for like a one-step release. So that could be a little trouble right there. So I'm pretty sure that's not the spot she wanted to hit. Just having a player slide over 1/2 a step and hit the ball with her wingspan is not the serve that you want to hit. So it seems a little conservative to me, which in this formation you just can't be. You can't be conservative. You don't play this kind of formation to be conservative, right? All right, so it's a pretty long backswing for I think it was a first serve return, but she's talented. She got great reflexes. She is right on that ball, literally. Look at that, right on it, and right down the line. So that's a great shot, right near the singles line, like I teach most of you, right? Right down the singles line. How's that shot? So this player here, to her credit, like wow. I mean, that's some great court coverage. From here, this girl rockets it down. The net player is moving over to the right, obviously. And she might have seen it. She does leave a little early here. She's leaning and the ball's about to be hit. But I doubt she was actually watching her right here. She just probably picked her spot. But the server here, wow. I mean, this girl rockets that was probably at about 70 plus miles an hour at least, maybe 75, high 70s. Look at this girl. 1, 2 big steps and bam. Wow, that's some great get right there. So to her credit, she got it good. Now, this is the key. Okay, this is the most important part of this video. So she cuts across like this, right? Right here, look at her partner, right? You see what she's doing? She's not staying up close to the net, just looking around at the other players, is she? I mean, she's not looking at these two players because what's the point? That's not the most important thing right now. She knows where those two players are. It's only been half a second since the returner hit the ball. There's no reason for her to look at them. She is looking at what her partner is doing. Okay, that is the most important thing right here. Meaning, what kind of trouble is her partner in? So if I saw that, my partner's in big trouble. Again, she took two huge steps to a crossover there, and she's reaching one-handed, okay, because she doesn't have a one-handed backhand, okay? And what's going to come of this? A good player would lob it, okay? No sane player would come in here and just, feed a ball, a lane ball, right, kind of mid there so she can run in and put that ball away. So the smart player that she is, and she is pretty much one of the top-ranked doubles player for the last few years, she immediately starts what? What should she do there? All of you should know this, right? She immediately starts doing this. You have to, okay? There's no reason for her to be that close after failing to poach. So here it goes. Okay, as we realize, ball goes up. Okay, and that girl moves in, ready for a huge forehand or overhead. Doesn't really matter which one. She's going to hit a huge, right? Look at that form. That was probably hit about 80 miles an hour. Okay, so again, let's look at the net player. As soon as that makes contact, look what she's doing. Look at the little skip step backwards. Skip, skip, skip. So by the time this girl strikes the ball, look where she is. She's 2 steps behind the service line already. So this gives her all this time, okay, this area to work the ball that's coming, right? So if she were still up here, forget about it. Fastball to the face, you're going to lose an eyeball, right? Or just you might as well just run off to the side. But she did the exact proper play. And what I always say, to move back, which way? You always move back to the right, to the corners. This way, okay? You never move back this way, okay? It's too easy for the player to then just go out this way, in this area, okay? And it's a winner. So because her partner's to the left here, and so therefore, when she goes back over here, it limits the offensive capability of that girl hitting the ball now. Because she would like to hit a winner out here. Because why? Why not over here? Well, this player's back here. She has a lot of reaction time, right? There's a long ways to hit a ball, okay? Much longer than up here, okay? And in tennis, every 1/10 of a second matters for reaction time, okay? So the world-class doubles player she is, right? She hits it to the right, which to her credit is the exact proper shot. And not only that, this girl is so good that she actually hits the ball where? Look at where she hits the ball. Right on this girl's left foot. Look at this. Her racket now is literally, I don't know, about 10 inches off the ground. I mean, that is one of the hardest shots to return in tennis. To get your racket down with 2 hands and defend the ball coming 80, maybe 85 miles an hour right on your left foot. Okay? But look what happens. Perfect contact, right back. Now, at this point, I don't even care about the quality of this back. I mean, you cannot criticize her for saying, oh, well, she hit a floater right back to the other partner. Okay, we don't care about that. The girl just hit an 80-mile-per-hour shot at your foot. You just get that ball back. Now, the key here is, why did she get that back so well? Check this out, okay? And all of you students know what I'm talking about right here. What do I always say? Back, and what? Bunker down. Look at that. Bam. Look at that move. How awesome is that? Bop, bop, bam. That's what I'm talking about. If she were still moving back here, this shot would not have any quality on it. It would probably just pop up and not even make it over. She planted those feet, planted her arms, and bam, stability. You see that? Stability. And the ball pops back. Even then, the ball's not great quality, but she gave herself a chance, you see? Because her partner's back here. Now she's already back here. So again, we got all this room to handle a power shot. So now these girls have to hit pretty much a 90-plus-mile-per-hour shot, around them to win the point, which is what the whole purpose. Okay, so as we go along here, let's see what happens. Pops up. This girl moves in. Obviously, forehand high volley, right? There's no reason for her partner to take that. Nice racket set, obviously. World-class player. And what does she do here? Okay, right up the middle. Now, to me, for a world-class championship player, okay, if I want to be really picky here, okay, this right here is one of the easiest shots in tennis. Do you see it? Do you all see this? Okay, for a world-class, almost maybe, one of the best doubles players in the last few years, okay, to me, little angle here, and make this girl just run way out wide. Okay, why? Still low par than that, right? Low par than that. She has a high volley. Okay, open up the court a little bit. Now, that having been said, I would never ever criticize anyone for hitting a power up the middle, right? But to me, hitting that shot there, okay, it just seems like this girl here can just go right into a forehand here. This girl can do a little stab backhand volley. The squeeze here is, I feel like this area is too small to hit a put away shot. Okay, and to me, this shot has to do some real damage. And here, it does some damage. I'm not saying it didn't, right? Right there. Pretty good location for the middle. But this girl has such a good one-handed slice. Okay, such a good one-handed slice. And this is not just a good shot. Look what she does here, right? Because the ball bounced. Where did it bounce? Right in the service line. See? So to me, that's up the middle and too short. So now, why is that bad? Because there's all this room here now for her to adjust to the ball. That's why. Okay? If that ball's bounce point was back here near her foot, she'd have to hit a half volley, and who knows where that ball would have gone. No one knows. Okay? But check what happens here. Pops it. Look at that. Solid contact. Ridiculous. Right? Solid contact. And look at this ball. Come on. Seriously. Ha! That was probably on the line. You know? If not a couple of inches inside. So obviously, I mean, she didn't hit that ball to hit right on the line, but again, just ridiculous hands. And to her credit, man, she just got that ball. That was a ridiculous get, by the way. Absolutely ridiculous, because you know how close she was to the net, right? You know how close she was when she hit this ball. Look where she was after the volley. You know, right there. Look how far she goes back. Just turn and run, right? What I always tell you, turn and run, right here. No backstepping. See? Left foot back. Bam! That's the move, right? Left foot back. Bam! All right? And then crossover. Bam! And now you run like a track star. Look at her. Look at her pumping her arms. Look at that good form. Okay? Now what are these two people supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? Just watch? No, of course not. Her back is turned. Right? So what do? You get up to what? Inside the service. Now, in all fairness, okay? If you have great speed and lob coverage, okay, you can come in a little bit more as a team. Okay? But for most recreational players who can't do this, who can't sprint back like Usain Bolt back there, okay, I suggest that you guys get right to the service line or right behind the service line, because you're still up there enough to move in and hit a high volley, okay? But what you don't want to get beat by is getting too close, right? Right up here, and then she lobs over your head. That would not be good. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So she goes back. Let's see where these two players go. Bam, split step there. Look at that. Right on the service line there. How about that? That's really a great job right there for her. Right there. Boom. Nice job. And her, look at that. Even professional doubles players, okay? Even professionals who are as fast as you can even imagine stop right near the service line. See? So if you see players retrieving lobs or going backwards, okay, and you're thinking, I got to get to the net up here, then you see right here what's going on, right? Okay. So this girl, again, great job getting that back. And, you know, logically, you lob that back. You don't try to hit it back. You lob it back, right? And so it's going through. And because she didn't go all the way in, this girl's able to run back again. And the ball is just out. It's hard to see there because of the resolution, but it was barely out. So as you can see, the whole point here is that the positioning, anticipation, and shot selection, right? The proper movement per ball. So we can rewatch this one more time, and then we'll see what we're talking about. Look at that, going backwards. Bam. Bam. Yep. Incredible. I hope you enjoyed. Like and follow for more.